Mike Rizzitiello, City Administrator here with your May 2024 City Update. So there's a lot of City Council as well as Advisory Commission meetings this month, so I'll go over the key items of each one. So we just had our Economic Development Commission meeting. At that meeting, they recommended a proposal to create an industrial property tax exemption. So if we have bigger industrial development over 10,000 square feet, or that has like a 800,000 investment or over 25 family wage jobs for a number of years, that you could essentially have a property tax exemption for that. That's a newer thing the state's offering, and the Tri-Cities are doing that. So we're looking at examining it as well to create a diversity of employment opportunities in the city and help in that way. City Council, they are essentially meeting at a workshop for May 7th. And at that workshop, we're going to be going over a recycling survey. A lot of folks participated in that. Thank you for participation as one of our highest survey responses to date. And we'll be going over results and essentially what does a pathway look like if they so choose. Also, starting to go over initial plans for the new reservoir we need in town, and they'll be on the grounds of a wastewater treatment plant because we need it for additional storage, because right now we do have a deficiency. And then also, we'll be going over the various community events going on. Our City Clerk's Department, they execute them. So they'll be going over what Farmers Market looks like, Block Party, the Freedom Festival, and movies at the park. May 14th City Council, there'll be several things. They'll be going over an interlocal agreement with Valley Transit, so that way we can work together, add bus stops when we're doing corridor projects. Also, a lot of resolutions of support for grant opportunities. Department of Transportation for the state of Washington, they have several out right now, so we'll be filing grants to be putting sidewalk down Central Avenue from Lamperti up to 12th, and then also to be doing some improvements around Ash Avenue with sidewalks, and then Birch from 2nd to 4th. So hopefully we will get them. Also, they have some ped and bike grants where we'll be looking at potentially making improvements near Whitman Drive between Academy Way and Davis to fill the gap on the multi-use path, and then some bike lane and configuration improvements at 125 into Marson. So we're trying to get the money to essentially make all that pencil. So then the May 28th meeting, that'll be at 7 p.m. and there'll be 2 hearings for that. We do get community development block grant dollars through the state. We actually have a closeout hearing for a project that wrapped up construction last year. That was the sidewalks on Southwest 6th and 8th. And then now, since that project is closed out, we're going to be putting in another iteration of CDBG grants, and that'll be a construct sidewalk over on Northwest B Street. There's some gaps from Ruby to the west leg of Spagnuolo, and then the east leg of Spagnuolo to College Avenue, and then also Southwest 2nd. Half of the block between Academy Way and Davis lacks the sidewalk, so we're going to try to get money to make that a reality. As far as why we do get a question about like why we don't prioritize like sidewalks in other areas. Now we have transportation benefit district, we will, but to date the only way we funded sidewalks is with state community development block grant dollars, and the only areas of the community that qualify for that is 2 census block groups. Essentially goes from Academy Way over to the west, Birch to the east, and then Rose Street to the north, and Sunny to the south, and that's it. Also, that May 28th meeting will also be awarded a contract to update our strategic plan, because the current plan we're operating under, we've made minor edits to it every 2 years, but it's of a vintage of about 7 years, so it does need an update. Then the June 4th workshop, there'll be several items. That'll be at 5:30. Wastewater treatment plant, the update on that. Also new public works standards, and then a State of the City by Mayor Hernandez. There are several advisory commission meetings coming up as well. May 24th is the next park board meeting. They are starting their updated park plan. It expires every 6 years. We need a park plan to qualify for the state grants. So they'll be deep into that. We'll be getting out surveys soon. There'll be postcards, a lot of other materials. Key thing with this park plan is figuring out what newer parks look like as that area south of Majania Road develops, because that'll trigger a park. And then with Martin Airfield, the company that owns that, they're going to be saving the airport and fixing it, but there's lands to the south that they also own over there where they may put residential, and if they do, that'll trigger a park. So what does all that look like? We have to spell it out in the park plan, because then we can get the developer to pay for it. If we don't, then we can't. So it's very important. Then May 9th, we have a Utilities Commission meeting, and they'll be going over grants I just mentioned for council. Also that drinking water reservoir, and then future improvements on Whitman behind Home Depot, so we can get some additional development to the south, and then 125 and College Avenue. And then the June 3rd Economic Development Commission meeting, they'll be meeting that Monday at 5 p.m. at City Hall. We'll be going over design work for the east-west road, for the development over by Stone Creek, and then also Martin Airfield. We end up getting a large grant from the State Community Economic Revitalization Board, and we're going to be working with the public. We'll be working with the public, the neighbors, and then the developer on what the future of that looks like. So stay tuned for that. Now going into department reports. Fire department, they're always looking for volunteers. If you want to volunteer for the department, please give them a call, 509-529-6506. Our fire department is combination, so it's volunteers supported by full-timers. Also, City Clerk's department, we are now getting in the depth of the event season. So block party is May 19th, and they'll be the 1 to 6 at College Avenue from 4th to Whitman. Farmers Market, that kickstarts Thursday, May 30th from 4 to 7. Keep in mind this year, Kiwanis Park, all activities like Farmers Market and other things like movies at the park that we traditionally would have at Lions Park are going to be at Kiwanis, which is adjacent to Davis School. Have to do that because to get Lions Park done in a timely manner, the whole thing needs to be closed, and that's just the way it is, frankly. Then Freedom Festival, that'll be coming up the end of June 30th, down at the high school grounds. So we'll be having live band, fireworks, and vendors. So definitely please attend that. Going into some other things, Youth Rec Program, YMCA is the provider this year. They'll be at Kiwanis Park. So if you need childcare this summer, please sign up, and that's sponsored by the YMCA, United Way, and then the city, so it's lower cost. So I'll be Kiwanis Park all week, whole summer, so please sign up while there's spots available. For Public Works, a lot of projects are going in, a lot of construction projects. So wastewater treatment plant, we're going to bid that, accept the bids on May 14th to change out some mechanical equipment. Well number 7, that's currently being drilled at the south end of Teal. We're going to be putting in the well house probably toward later summer into the fall, and that's being paid for by Department of Health grant dollars. Post office crosswalk, that's a pet and bike grant. We're going to begin the bid out on that, and they'll be under construction, I would suspect, later May into June. Also, we have several grants from State Transportation Improvement Board to go fix Damson Road. That's going to be reconstructed between Cargill and Rose. And then Rose Street, we're going to restripe it from Lambert, Wallula to Cary Court to match what Walla Walla is doing. They're doing a road diet. So 3 lanes, so center turn lane, 1 traffic lane each way, bike lanes, and sidewalk. And also TIB, they added back in a grant to do pedestrian lighting. So by the end of the year, we will have pedestrian lighting installed on Rose Street between Ash and Cary Court, so that way that multi-use path has lighting just like College Avenue does. May 14th, we'll be opening bids as well for Lift Station 5. We end up having to re-advertise that. So that project will replace wastewater lift station and Southwest First. And then we're also fixing up Southwest First from Evans to Academy Way. So newer pavement, sidewalks, whole thing. Lions Park, if you go out there right now, the whole thing is fenced off. It'll be closed this whole year. Per the contract, it needs to be reopened by farmers market season of 2025. But that'll be a brand new refresh of the park. It'll look beautiful, so stay tuned on that. And then mid-January, we're starting to do right-of-way negotiations so we can tee that up for construction next year. Engineering, we're starting to work on that drinking water reservoir because we're trying to tee that up so we can construct it in later 2025, and that'd be on the grounds of wastewater treatment plant. So we'll be having meetings of the utilities board on that. It'll be going to city council multiple times. There'll be a SEPA process. Stay engaged. It'll be on the website, cpwa.us. Also, street project, Southeast 8th, we end up getting a grant from TIB to go put sidewalk on there. So engineering will be starting shortly on that from College Avenue all the way over a Larch at Lions Park. So that way there's pedestrian route the whole way. Veterans Park, we have a grant to put in a basketball and a pickleball court and a bathroom. We are chasing down some grant dollars for some playground equipment that's commercially rated. So the game plan there is to tee up Veterans Park or be rehabbed sometime in 2025 once Lions Park is back online. Also, we're doing engineering on Southwest 10th between College and Bade to go fix up some stormwater. Our steel tank reservoir, we're doing some seismic retrofits that are paid for by FEMA. Engineering will be this year, and then there'll be construction on that next year going into 2026. So additional cross bracing and then a refresh of the paint job on that water tower. And then we're also looking at doing some intersection enhancements by Whitman behind Home Depot as redevelopment occurs on that property to the south. And then also a stormwater decant facility. State Department of Ecology makes us do that to clean the street sweeper. So we're engineering that. That will likely be out at the grounds of a wastewater treatment plant. So yeah, a lot's going on. We will update you as things change. Thank you.